Hi, welcome to Open Door Yoga. My name is Michelle. Thank you for joining me today. Today's practice is all about building a little bit of heat, a little strength, and some flexibility in our body. And we're going to be using a chair to help us. Now, this is not a typical chair yoga class for those of you who have joined me for a few chair yoga classes. The majority of this class will be done in standing. However, we'll be using this chair as an assistive prop to help us with our balance and also just for stability as we transition through different postures. So now is the time for my typical disclaimer. Make sure your chair is stable. You want to have a chair that has 4 legs that can ground down evenly into the earth. This is not the time to use your rocking chair or rocking recliner chair. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel secure so that you can make the most out of this practice. With that being said, take your time, get set up, and let's get started. For those of you who are already seated, don't get too comfortable. We're going to start in standing. So take your time, rise on up onto your feet. And we're actually going to start by facing the seat of your chair. So I invite you, if you're using a mat like I am, position it towards the top of your mat. If you're not using a mat, just make sure you have a little bit of space behind you. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit to move around. And then we're going to find our mountain pose. So maybe bring your toe mounds to touch, V out those heels just an inch or two. Or if you're needing a little more stability, walk those feet under those center hip points. Sometimes that helps you feel a little bit more balanced. It's easier to find a gentle weight shift when your feet have a slightly wider base. Feel your weight balanced between the big toe edge, pinky toe edge, center of your heel. Start to bring some engagement into those quadriceps, into your core. Allow your shoulders to fall heavy away from your ears, fingertips sinking down towards the earth. Crown of your head lifts up towards the sky. You might even feel a little stretch in your neck, your upper shoulders. Bring some awareness to your breath. Maybe invite a little bit of stillness to your mind. That doesn't mean absolute silence, because that's hard for anybody. But if you're noticing thoughts spinning up there, acknowledge each thought and then try your best to send it away. Sometimes it helps by bringing single pointed focus on your breath, maybe on a physical sensation that you're experiencing in your body. And now let's get moving. So on your next breath in, sweep your arms up and overhead. You can send them forward or up to the side. Fingertips shine up towards the ceiling, shoulders down, extended mountain or Urdhva Hastasana. Full breath in. Exhale, soften generously into your knees, hinge at your hips, bring your hands to the seat of your chair, forward fold. This does not have to be a very intense or significant forward fold. Just release that low back. You could bend even more generously into your knees. Then inhale, send your thighs back towards the back of the room. Find a half lift. Crown of your head reaches forward. Feel some sensation in between your shoulder blades. One more breath in here. Exhale, soften those knees and fold. And with super soft knees, inhale, rise one vertebra at a time, allowing your head to be the last thing that lifts. Mountain pose. Let's flow here. Let's wake up our body. Inhale, arms send up and overhead. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise to a half lift. Weight over the arches. Exhale, fold. Keep that bend in your knees. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, mountain pose. One more time. Inhale to extended mountain. Breathe into both side bodies. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Soften those knees. Inhale, rise to half lift. Weight over the arches, so we're not leaning forward or backward. Exhale, fold. Deep knee bend as you inhale to rise slowly up to standing. Exhale, find that mountain pose. Let's add on a bit. So inhale to extended mountain. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise to half lift, and then step your feet back. We're gonna make our way to a plank variation. Check in with your spine. If you're noticing that you're really sinking your belly here, pull your belly button in away from your shirt, almost like you're sucking it in towards your spine. Nice, strong, straight line of energy. Play around here by sending your ankles, maybe stretch a little bit, sending your weight forward and backward. Then stack those heels over your toe mound. One more full breath in. Exhale, maybe you stay here, maybe you bend into your elbows, chaturanga, and inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll all make our way to downward facing dog. Send those hips back towards the back wall. You can bend generously into your knees. Gaze is just past your big toes. On your next breath in, step your feet back up, rise to half lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Keep that knee bend as you inhale, rise one vertebra at a time, back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale. Take a full breath exchange here in the center before we start to flow. Inhale, send those fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise back to half lift and send your feet back, plank pose. Retain your breath as you lower to chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Generous knee bend if you need to. Inhale, step forward, half lift. Exhale, fold. Keep those knees bent. Inhale, press into your feet as you rise slowly, mountain pose. Exhale here. Full breath exchange. We'll take it through one more time. Inhale, send those fingertips up, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. Pause here, weight over the arches. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. Step it back to plank. Retain that breath as you lower to chaturanga. And then inhale, open up through your heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, bend your knees as much as you need. The focus of downward facing dog is finding this axial extension or lengthening through your spine. So if you're trying to keep your legs straight and you're rounding through your spine, reconsider your posture. Inhale back to half lift. Exhale, soften those knees, fold. Inhale, slowly rise to mountain pose. Exhale, release, mountain. From here, we're going to switch things up just a little bit by moving our body so that the backrest of our chair is positioned at about our left hip. So give yourself a little bit of space. We're really just using the top of the backrest as support for our hand. From here, we're going to bring a little bit of movement into our hip. So you can either lift your ankle and just bend into your hip this way by bending your knee, or you could hug your knee towards your chest. Maybe stretch into that ankle, flex the top of your foot towards your shin, and then press your toes down towards the earth. Maybe do some ankle circles if that feels good. Check in with your shoulders. Are you starting to round a little bit? No worries if that's the case. Just stack them back on top of your hips. Release any tension that you're feeling up there. And then let's open up the hips to the outside. So if you're lifted, you can just slide your hip out to the right. If your toes are down, you have a couple options. You can let your knee fall heavy to the outside, or you can slide your toes out to bring a little bit of opening into this hip. So your options are your knee to move by itself, your foot to help move that hip a little bit more intensely. Or bring your hand in, tuck that knee to chest, and open up this way. You're also welcome to use a yoga strap or a kitchen or bathroom hand towel, a scarf, anything, a belt that could give your arm a little bit of extra length if you'd rather hold on to the bottom of your foot that way. One more full breath in. Exhale, whatever variation you're taking, release. We'll take it to the other side. So you guys can turn around so you can see me best. I'm going to shift my entire chair. But don't do any extra work than you have to. From here, find your stable grounding through your right hand. Get your body at a distance that feels good for you. And then let's begin to stretch into that, to the back of our low back and our hip by bending into our knee, or maybe bending more and lifting it up towards our chest. Whatever felt good on the other side with your ankle, take it here. Maybe you just want to alternate between flexion and extension. Maybe you want to draw some circles with your toes. You could even write some letters of the alphabet. Sometimes that feels good and gets your feet moving in positions that they haven't done in a while. One more breath in. And exhale, find that opening. So maybe we're holding our hip open from this standing posture. Maybe we're letting our knee fall out to the side. Maybe we're bringing our toes out. And check in. What we're trying to do is match the intensity from one side to the other. And so we hold tension a little bit differently between both sides. And that might mean that we're choosing different variations from one side to the next. Full breath in, reconnect with your breath. Full breath out. And then release your posture back to center. We're going to face the seat of our chair one more time. So take your time to get set up. Find your nice mountain pose, weight balanced between both of your feet. Press down so much into that big toe edge, pinky toe edge, center of your heel that it almost feels like your arch is lifting off of the ground. Think of that same lifting sensation as you work your way up to your waist. Lift up off of your waist so your upper body feels light. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Inhale, rise to half lift. And from half lift, we're going to send those feet back maybe just a few inches or so. We're going to make our way into warrior three. So inhale, find a nice tall spine. If you're noticing that your shoulders are collapsing this time, maybe press away from your chair. As you're ready, shift your weight into your right foot. Begin to lift your left foot slightly off the ground. And maybe this is our warrior three today. And we're just hanging out, testing our balance. Or maybe we're lifting and hinging our hips to more of this parallel look that you might see in a warrior three posture. But any variation in here is going to be just fine. If you're lifted, press the sole of your foot towards the back of the room. Reach the crown of your head forward. Full breath in. Exhale, half split. So bend into those elbows. Lift your heel just a little higher. And it's not going to be a really intense half split posture. We're just bringing our heart over our head. Inhale, rise to warrior three. Flow here. So exhale, half splits. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, warrior three. One more time. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, release that foot. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Bend generously into those knees if it feels right in your body. We'll take 3 full breath exchanges together. Full breath in. Audible exhale. Full breath in. Audible exhale. Last time, full inhale. And then an audible release. Inhale, step forward, rise to half lift. Exhale, soften those knees and fold. Exhale with those soft knees, slowly rise up to mountain pose. And exhale, release. Take your time, feel the echo of that posture. Feel the echo of the work that you've done. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. And from your half lift, step it back just a little, just about like a foot distance or so that you feel like you're in a position that best supports your version of warrior three. Shift your weight into your left foot. And then on an inhale, begin to lift that right foot slightly. Exhale, maybe we hinge at those hips, bringing our body a little bit more in this straight line parallel with the mat. Maybe we get to parallel, maybe we don't. Hips are square towards the ground. Avoid any collapsing through that upper back body. Full breath in. Exhale, maybe we make our way to half splits. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, half splits. And you're welcome to just stay in your version of warrior three. You don't have to add this extra movement if it doesn't feel good in your body. Last time here, exhale into half splits if you're taking that option. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, release that right foot. Step it back to downward facing dog. Last time here in downward facing dog, 3 full breaths together. Full inhale, audible exhale, full inhale, audible exhale. One more time, breathe into both side bodies, full expansion. Exhale audibly. Inhale, step it forward slowly to your half lift. Exhale, soften into your last forward fold today. Then inhale, with that bent knee, rise safely up to your mountain pose. Take a couple breaths to feel grounded, to feel centered, to feel the echo of the work, the energy that you're building in your body. And as you are ready, take your time. We're going to come back to seated on our chair. So again, you do not need to do any shuffling of your chair. I'm shuffling just so you can see me best. Ground both feet down evenly into the ground. Find a tall spine. We're not done yet. And breathe. Find that reconnection between your breath and your body. Sometimes when we start feeling like we're putting a lot of effort into something, whether it's mental effort, emotional effort, physical effort, it's very easy to lose that connection between your breath and your body. So take a minute to reconnect. And then on your next breath in, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge to the right. Stack your left shoulder blade over the right. Shoulders still down away from the ears. Breathe into your left rib cage. Inhale, rise. And exhale, twist to the right. Left hand can come to the outside of your right knee, right thigh area. Twisting from our core. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, fingertips down towards the earth, down by your sides. And inhale, sweep them up and overhead. Exhale, hinge to the left. So lift up and over that waist. Breathe into your right side body. Notice that your right sitting bone is still grounded and rooted into the chair. Inhale, rise. And exhale, gentle twist to the left. On your next inhale, unwind that twist. Take a moment to come back to your breath, or maybe you take any last minute postures that feel good in your body. Maybe it's even resting or giving a little bit of stretch to our wrists. Maybe it's giving yourself a massage on your hands. Take advantage of this time and do what feels good. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.